Hi friends, today we're going to be talking about profile optimization on Meta. So what are we going to be talking about in detail? One is what is profile optimization, understanding how it works on different platforms like Instagram and Facebook. So we'll cover in-depth pointers for both of these platforms. So what is profile optimization? Essentially, it means enhancing your profile and ensuring all the key pointers that talk about your business or talk about your page are on the profile. So whoever is visiting can actually understand what it's all about. And how does profile optimization help and why is it important? It's because it helps increase visibility, helps you connect with the right target audience, and it enhances the brand overall. It's actually not a one-time thing. So while you are setting up your page, it's important that you cover all the key pointers, but also keep updating it regularly so that it kind of reflects what the brand currently is about. Let's move on to actually how we do this on Instagram, and then of course we'll talk later about how do we do this on Facebook. Profile optimization for Instagram is essentially the snapshot of the profile that you see on the page, the front page, right? What's the first thing that you see is the profile picture. Now if you see the snapshot here, it's important that your logo comes through, so that's your brand identity. It's not blurry, it's not hazy, and it fits perfectly as per the size that shows on Instagram. The second thing that we look at is the username. Now the username essentially will be the name of your business or what you do, and then it comes as a name field as well, where you're putting the name of your business and a very short description of what you do. What this helps the person coming to your page identifies that what exactly you are doing in the quickest form possible. So for example, the page is Brego Business, so that's the username that's being shown here, and in the name field we are talking about how Brego Business helps entrepreneurs scale. So that's a very short kind of a brief on what we do. The next thing is the bio. Now this is very important because here we are kind of detailing out what we do, but again in a very concise way possible. So what all does the bio have? Bio is essentially the space between the name and the start of the post, a short description on what we do. We can add links here, etc. So I'll walk you through what exactly are the pointers that are required in the bio. Firstly, it has to be very concise and it has to have clarity, which means all the small keywords, everything that the company does should be able to be kind of explained through the bio. So first is it should state what your business does, whom do we serve, what are we currently doing, etc. So for example, that we're a consulting agency, we drive profitable growth for your business. How do we do that? Increase sales, control expenses, helping business owners everywhere. So this is a very short description, but at the same time, as if someone were to land on your page and they don't know who you are, they exactly kind of get an idea of what you do. The second is call to action. Now important that we kind of have a call to action inbuilt in the bio, because again that's where you probably will get some kind of click on and get eyeballs to your page. So for example, it could be a link to your website, it could be a link to your direct product page, etc. The best thing that we do, and which will be covered in the slides ahead, is that you put a link to your Linktree. What it does is it doesn't restrict yourself to just having one link to your website or product page or any blog that you've written, but you can have multiple links so that the person who's visiting your page can click on what they're interested in and kind of take it from there. The chances of clicking through kind of increases here, and also you get an understanding of where the traffic is coming at and helps you ease into decision making. So that's what the bio is about. For personal brands, it's important that you put in contact information or what you do along with certain details on where someone can contact you. So for business profiles versus personal profiles, this is also a way to kind of make it happen. Next is business information. Again, when we see here, for example, it says in investing service. So there are categories on the page where you have to define which category your business belongs to. It's important to identify that because Instagram kind of obviously will search and filter as per these categories. on the platform. So important that you choose the most accurate category for your business, and it kind of will easily pop up in search results from that. The contact option is also important to put, because it's easy for someone to directly link on the contact button and email you or reach out to you on that number. Location, again, it's some things that are super simple but important for someone who lands on your page to know whether you're a Bombay-based business, whether you are from outside of India, etc., where exactly you're located in. Like I earlier mentioned about the CT and the link tree being on your bio, the snapshot you can see here essentially is multiple links within Linktree that you can go through, right? For example, there's WhatsApp, there's website, it's some specific portfolio in this example. Very, very important to direct traffic to the right place would be through, and how do we track this, would be through LinkedIn. So important that we put a Linktree link on the bio to get kind of an insight on where your traffic is going at. Moving on to a separate section called the highlight section. Now, why is the highlight section super important is because someone's coming to your page for the first time, within minutes they can find out what you are, what you do, etc., with super specific highlights that you have defined for your company. For example, what are the events that you've done, what is the team like, what are the stories, what are the customer testimonials. We can also have a tab about the business and kind of put in content which is talking about your business. So a quick journey where they don't have to scroll through your posts or find out what you're about, and everything can be kind of concisely mentioned in the highlight section. So that's why highlights is super important. Now within that, what is important is identify key themes, right? So on the thumbnail itself, you should be able to tell, okay, what this section or what the highlight is exactly about. That has to be well designed. Of course, it has to be named accordingly, and the content within the highlights need to be as per the themes provided. Again, it's important in terms of aesthetically to have it consistently designed as per your brand language, your brand logo, your brand colors, etc. So that overall it gives a very professional feel and look, and that it ties into our brand story altogether. Why? Also, it should be a part of storytelling, like I mentioned, right? That we should be talking about the brand. We can talk about what our clients are talking about us, something that we have done for our clients, what our team is like, etc. So it all becomes a part of the journey and of the company of who we are, and that's easily kind of it communicates that to our audience. And someone who doesn't know about us will know much more about us after going through the highlight section. So just summing up what exactly an Instagram optimized profile would look like is as per the snapshot, where we spoke about the profile picture that has to be super clear and talk about the logo. Then we talk about the bio, where we're talking about a very short description on what we do, and then a bit of a detailed few pointers on how we help someone, who is our customer, what we help them do, etc. And the Linktree, which is super important to measure the clicks that come in through the various pages that we want them to land on. Also, an important section is the highlight section, which you can tell a story through, you can talk about your company, and someone who kind of lands on your profile will know a lot more about who you are through the highlight section. That's on the Instagram side of things. Of course, Facebook has certain special features where we need to optimize that separately. So just delving into Facebook, I think similarly how on Instagram we need to have a very well defined profile image that goes with our company's brand. Similarly on Facebook we need to do the same, and it's crucial to keep this standard across platforms so that the relatability is high, and people can connect the brand through these specific logos. And of course, it has to be a high quality image, it should not be blurred. I think the same format kind of on Instagram does follow on Facebook as well. Next, There's a separate thing on Facebook which is not on Instagram, is a cover photo. Now, how does cover photo help? It's a little bit of a broader section that you get on the page. This you can keep updating to tell a story or what exactly the current happenings are, whether there are any offers, etc. So, for example, here on the cover page it says 25 plus years. So, maybe they are marking an important kind of a milestone for the company. So, that's being kind of put through on the cover page here. And of course, the dimensions should be such that our photo is not too stretched or nothing is getting cut. So, important aspect here is the cover photo. You can use that to communicate discounts, sales, etc. Certain festival kind of wishes or festival themed photos, etc. through the cover photo. Moving on to the bio. Similar to Instagram, I think important on Facebook that you keep it concise, you tell them what you do, who you are catering to, how can you help them. So, these are the pointers that you need to mention on the bio on Facebook as well. Essential to kind of put in keywords here so that your search kind of increases and the probability of you coming through the searches increases as well. Moving on to the editing details, right, the edit details. Now, there's contact information and work in education. Now, why is it important again to put in your contact information so that prospective customers can reach out to you, they know where to write to you, they know where to call you, and or where to look up your website. So, everything can be found under one page when they land. Then what about your work? It's important that you put in where your location is, what are the timings, etc. So, again, certain information that a person who doesn't know about your brand comes to the page and they can identify that within minutes. So, I think very important to have all this in place. The about section of course is super important, where again we need to mention that the details about your business, what are the interests or what followers can expect from your page. Also the contact information comes in the about section as well. Now, it's important to use it wisely because we want to maximize our information, but in the shortest way possible and the most clear way possible. So, whenever you're writing the bio or what all you have done, what all the achievements, etc., everything, all the details should be filled out so that it just builds more credibility and it's a more complete profile, and which means usually complete profiles are more trusted over incomplete profiles. So, that's the reason why all the fields should be filled effectively and used to the maximum way possible. There's another section called the FAQ section which kind of pops up as a message. So, this is something that definitely certain businesses can use when they know that someone coming to the page or someone unknown to the brand or the products will have certain questions and we can answer them easily. So, it's just much easier to kind of convert that person into being your customer because they know certain questions that they have already been answered. I think all in all, I think profile optimization is something that someone should do on an ongoing basis. At the same time, ensure that it's being done super well in the first go so that it kind of drives traffic, it helps the consumer understand about your brand, kind of ties everything in together to speak your message more clearly. In case if you have any comments or any questions, please drop them in the comments below and we'll be happy to help answer those. And you can subscribe to our channel to understand more about the world of social media. Thank you.